And at this point, I have this weird feeling, and I can't explain it, that I was in trouble. And I thought, I think I'm in trouble. This doesn't feel like going to the emergency room because I think a cut's too deep and I may need some stitches, or I think I have pneumonia or something like that. This feels life-threatening. So I texted my daughter and I said, please come. And she did. She was there rather quickly. And when she got there, the doctor came in and said, we're going into surgery. And I said, like today? She said, yeah, what did you think we were going to do? And I said, I don't know, I kind of thought that you were going to send me home and I was going to call back and make an appointment and we were going to schedule surgery. She said, oh no, you're hemorrhaging, we're going into surgery. And so they were getting me ready to go. And many of you know that I used to work as an obstetric technician, and I know the difference between going into an operating room where people are expecting you and they know what procedure they're doing and everybody's ready for you. Anesthesiologist has seen you and all this stuff is going on, and an emergency. And I recognized right away that this was a true emergency. And I remember getting wheeled down the hallway towards the OR, and they're putting the little hairnet thing on my head, and I'm thinking to myself, and this is going to sound very dramatic with this, I'm being totally honest, I'm thinking to myself, so this is how I die. Well, you know what? It's not really a bad way to go. I'm very relaxed. I wasn't in any pain. I wasn't on any pain medication. I felt absolutely fine. Actually, I felt almost like I had maybe a glass of wine. I was super relaxed. I think it was because I was losing so much blood. And I hadn't had this prolonged long illness. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't in a car accident where I was confused and traumatized and caught off guard. I told my daughter, I said, okay, well, if you need me to come home, if you need me, I'm on my way. I've always told you all you have to do is call. I don't want you to be there by yourself. I will be there, but your little brother needs me here, and I think I'm better served here, but I will leave that up to you, and I leave that up to the universe. Whichever place I'm supposed to be, I'm happy to be in either place. I was delirious. I don't know. I just remember thinking that exact thing. They wheeled me into the operating room, and the anesthesiologist comes up, and usually the anesthesiologist sees you before surgery in another room, and you talk about all the things. And he said, we don't have a lot of time. Can you tell me anything that I need to know really quickly? Any allergies, anything that's ever happened with anesthesia that I should know about, any other surgery that I should know about, any metal. He's just going down the list. I'm going, no. And then there's not enough people to get me from the gurney to the operating table. So the nurse says, are you able to scoot over? And I said, yeah, I can scoot. Fluids and blood and stuff going everywhere. And as I was moving, blood was just pulsating out of me. And the nurse says, is that okay, to the anesthesiologist? Like he'd know. And he says, no, but that's why she's here. And he gives me this fakey smile with these kind of weird, not so attractive teeth. And he says, that's why she's here. And he tells me, he pats me, and I don't like it when people pat me. He pats me and says, you're gonna be okay. We got you, I got you. And I'm like, that doesn't feel reassuring, but I just smiled. And then the nurse was saying, just hold my hand, just hold my hand. Now, until that moment, I was holding it together. But as soon as she said, just hold my hand, it felt like she's more scared than I am, and that's not okay. And so I started to lose it a little bit at that moment. And then they put the mask over my face. I've had, a couple surgeries. I had my appendix out, and I had my foot operated on when I broke it. And I remember, and I've worked in surgery, so usually there's some oxygen going in mixed with some gas, and it's very relaxing, and it helps you go down. They put the mask on my face, and nothing was flowing. And so when I went to go take a deep breath, there was nothing coming in, and they were holding it down on me. And I put my hand up and I said, and I'm screaming into the mask, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And the anesthesiologist says, that's okay, I'm gonna breathe for you in a minute. And then he gave me my IV sedation, and I was out. And I woke up 4.5 hours later. They had done an emergency hysterectomy, a partial hysterectomy, and I felt okay. I was in pain. I think the first 24 hours I was taking ibuprofen and Tylenol back to back. They had me on a good pain relief schedule. And I felt uncomfortable, but I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. And I got up and I took a shower. Yes, I got up and took a shower after my surgeries because I felt disgusting. I remember singing in the shower, and they actually had to close the door because I was singing really loud, but it was just making me feel better. I think I was still a little loopy. And, you know, I was doing that. My family came, they brought me Thai food. I spent the night. The morning after surgery, the doctor came in and said I could go home, but it was okay for me to stay another day. And my daughter kind of talked me into staying another day. And the doctor said because I had had so many blood transfusions that she would be more comfortable with me staying another day, just in case. Because even though they had transfused me, I think they ordered 4 for the emergency room, 4 for the operating room, and they only used 3 in the emergency room. I don't know how many they used in the operating for certain. And they also ordered packed cells and platelets. So I had quite a lot of stuff on board, but she said even with that, still running like a couple quarts low. She said that my body would slowly start making it, and in a couple of months I would start to feel a lot better. So I'm looking forward to that. I went home 2 days after my surgery. I felt fine. I mean, I still haven't taken any pain medication, and it's not like I'm stoic and I don't have pain, or, I'm just a tough old gal. I don't know what it is. I just haven't felt terrible. I think a lot of people might be able to handle discomfort more than other people. Pain is pain, and that needs to, nobody needs to be in pain. But discomfort for me is another thing. I would rather, if I had to have some kind of drug on board, it be for pain I can't handle. Discomfort I can deal with, it's just a part of life. And so it's been okay. I mean, it hasn't been terrible. And today is Friday, so it's been a week, and I'm feeling okay. I am still on driving restriction for 2 more weeks, and I am still on everything, lifting restriction and all that, for another 5 weeks. I've been trying to do my best, but it's really hard for me to remember not to pick things up and not to bend down and not to do all these things. I'm just used to being active that way. So far, so good. I mean, no hiccups, no bumps in the roads, knock on whatever this steering wheel is made out of. So that's that. I did get out to my studio, and I did do, and you'll see in this video, I did do a couple of things, but not really like back to work and feeling groovy and all that kind of stuff. I did drive to Kinko's. The pattern that I got for the bear that I'm making with my son, I went to Kinko's and I blew it up. And the only reason why I'm showing it to you now is because I'm actually going to be making it today, and I'm including it in this video. So this video, and I brought my scissors, so while I'm sitting here waiting for the bell to ring, I can cut out this pattern. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be back to it soon. I know that a lot of people are asking me when I'm going to have new babies. And I have the fuzzy babies coming. I want to have those, listed so that people can get them shipped before Valentine's Day, because I think they would make really sweet Valentine's presents. And then, after I get those photographed and stuff, then I will start painting babies again. I really wanted to take a longer break. There's just so much to do. And then with the Rose Show coming up in June, I know that sounds far off for someone who isn't vending there, but if you're vending there, you're going to need to have all the details planned out. And I was originally going to drive and then just like rent a little trailer for the back of my car and just bring all my stuff and do that and hang out and hike and have fun. But really, I think what I might want to do is just go by myself and just fly. I just need to check on freight and see how much it will cost. So that means I'm going to change my display and simplify it quite a lot so that I don't have to pay a ton of money to bring stuff that I'm just going to end up shipping right back home again. Luckily, when I go there, they will have a table for me, and I don't have to worry about that. I just have to figure out about the babies. I don't want to have to be there a day early to get babies assembled. I like to take my time, and I don't want to be, quick about it and messy and not have things the way that I like it. So I'd rather just ship the babies in a big container. A mix of Bountiful Baby and artist-made sculpts. And I hope this cutting sound isn't annoying. I know some people there are certain noises that bother them. I happen to love the way it sounds cutting paper, but I know for some people that might be an annoying sound. But for today, the rest of the day, I am just going to relax and make a teddy bear with my guy. And this is a bear that he really, really likes, and so I thought it would be really fun for us to just make it. You know, my philosophy is, why buy something for, oh, let's say $100 when you can spend like $500 and make it yourself? I'm not really doing that, but I have done that. You know, if you're a maker, then you know how that is. It's not just having the thing. You like to make the thing and figure the thing out and make a lot of that thing. That's how I am. Make them in different colors, make them out of different stuff, you know, force them on your relatives at Christmas time. So, yeah, so we're gonna make one of these teddy bears. So pardon this little video series, and I'm sorry I'm still releasing them in 15-minute bits, but if I edit on my iPad, when I go to download it to YouTube, it only lets me do it in 15-minute increments. I like editing on my iPad. It's much, much easier for me, and it's portable, and I can take it with me wherever I go, and, like, you know, edit while my kid's at practice or swimming, or while I'm waiting for him to come out of school. So that's the story, Morning Glory. It was no fun for me, but I am fine. And silver lining, and yes, there always is a silver lining. The silver lining is I will never have a period again. Quite happy to be rid of that messy situation. The other silver lining is I was going to have this surgery anyway, and now it's all done and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And for the first time since I was 16, I will not have anemia. So that means that I'll get to play like the rest of the kids. I won't be the slowest one and huffing and puffing and not being able to make it up the hill when we go hiking, hopefully. Yeah, so that's that. That's it. And again, this video wasn't meant for anybody to have sympathy or feel sorry for me, or, you know, poor me, I had this surgery, I can't keep any of my promises. A little bit of surgery is not going to keep me from keeping my commitments, and you don't need to feel sorry for me, because I happen to be a very lucky person who had access to great medical care, good doctors. I have great insurance. I'm a fast healer. I got there just on time. I listened to my body and went when my body said to go, and everything fell into place perfectly. Everything. You know, it was just one thing after the other. The only thing I'm kind of bitchy about is that I put on 16 pounds and I'm getting a double chin again, and I hate it. But other than that, other than some discomfort and some fear and all of that stuff, really at the end of the day, it all worked out great, and I feel good, and I'm in a happy place. So I will see you back in the studio in a little while. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, and I am still in kick back and relax mode. I mean, I'm getting some laundry done and, you know, making some lunch and all that kind of stuff, and I'm out here in my studio for a little bit, but I am not in full production making baby mode yet. I got all of those fuzzy babies all in their suits and ready to be photographed. I picked out the 5 babies. Well, really, I picked out 6, because one of those is for a challenge on my forum, and the other 5 would just be my regular 5. So I'll be doing 6, and I will show you who they are in just a second.